So I had this in my video program for such a long time. In fact, it's been a little bit over 3 weeks, and I really thought I narrated this before. But I checked all the NU battles that I've uploaded in the past month, and this apparently wasn't it. And I remember like, oh, I'm going to have a lot of fun narrating this battle. Looking at it again, it's a little bit of a weird battle. Nonetheless, I'm bringing you an NU1 on Showdown with my really fun NU team right here. And I realized that I've been posting a lot of NU and OU lately. I do want to say, like, I like to play a lot of tiers. However, RU just doesn't interest me anymore. Well, yes it does, but it just hasn't changed, and it's kind of like the same story with UU, but UU is just a whole lot stally, although Chansey finally got bumped up to BL. I just, I don't really like that. However, if you guys really want to see a different tier battle, I don't play Ubers. I'm never even staying a Little Cup in my life, so that's not even an option. But if you guys want to see any other type of material, let me know down below. I like to play other things like monotype, monocolor, all those things. Anyway, we're going to start off this battle right here. I'm just going to be leading off with my Pinsir just like every other time I battle with this team because it's great. My opponent thinks I'm going to lead off with my Ninjask instead, leading off with the Pinsir as he's going to lead off with the Grumpig. So I have no worries not to go for the X-Scissor. Would be ×4. Oh no, not ×4, ×2 super effective and stab. However, he is going to go into his Golbat, which is going to resist it, and with the Eviolite, he's going to be able to take that quite well. Normally, Golbats like to either go for the Taunt predicting me to switch out, or the status moves, sometime the Will-O-Wisp, most time the Toxic, so I am going to switch out into my Wartortle to see what he wants to do. I guess Wartortle was kind of my best option. Couldn't really do too much with my Probopass against him, especially if he has the taunt, and I don't want my focus sash on my Pinsir being broken just yet, so I'm going to pull off a double switch in my Probopass, see what he wants to do, maybe attack me or not, but he's actually going to go for the Fly right here. This guy was ranked at like 1600, maybe 1500, but he has Fly on his Golbat. I've never seen that used strategically and in competitive play. However, this gives me a perfect opportunity to go for the Thunder Wave to cripple his speed, next turn allowing me to go for the Stealth Rocks, perhaps before he goes for the Taunt. However, he is going to switch out and he's going to go into his Grumpig, so I am able to get up the free rocks right here. As you see that he does not have a Rapid Spinner. It's pretty good, especially because that Golbat will be taking a lot of damage from the incoming rocks. However, I'm just going to go for another Thunder Wave, see what kind of Grumpig this is as he shows me the Reflect. So next turn I know he is going to go for the other, the other screen, probably being the light screen right here. Well, of course it's being the light screen. So I am going to switch out to my Ninjask because I really am not sure if this guy is holding the Leftovers or the Light Clay. If he is holding the Light Clay, I want to try to stall him out and have less turns to having the +2 defense in both of his defenses. However, as I go for the substitute, he's actually going to go for the taunt right here. So I'm like, oh, that fucking sucks. So I cannot go for baton pass or anything. So instead, I believe I'm just going to switch out. Don't want to really risk going for the X-Scissor because I thought he might have predicted that and gone into an appropriate Pokemon such as his Piloswine right here, which would have been able to take it brilliantly. However, this isn't necessarily a good matchup for me. While I do have the HP Ice, it kind of would do a lot because Piloswine doesn't have the greatest special defense. However, with Eviolite and the light screen, it's not going to be doing anything. So I'm going to go into my Wartortle thinking he would want to get up his rocks right now and I could just spin it away. However, he's going to do a nice bit of damage with that Earthquake, which is stab, and I'm just going to go for the Scald right here, thinking, well, there's no point in switching out. I don't really know what he's going to do with a combination of Earthquake and an Ice-type attack like Icicle Spear, actually. It would do a lot of damage to all my team, so I'm going to try to burn this Sock twice with my Scalds, but however, that's not going to be the case, and I realize that this Sock is Choice Scarf, just looking at the damage, so after knowing he is locked into that Earthquake, I still want to get his screens, stall out the screens a little bit more. So I'm going to go to my Ninjask, knowing he has to switch out unless he wants to attack nothing and do nothing to me, so he is going to go back into his Piloswine. As I did have an option to either go for the Swords Dance or the Substitute, I figured I would not go for the Substitute. I figured Swords Dance would be the best play right here because I thought that this Piloswine would not be able to do significant damage to me. However, I know I can go for the Baton Pass, easily outspeeding him with the +1 speed and then +2 in attack. I will be able to take a hit, and if he does not go for an attacking move and perhaps goes for the Stealth Rocks, I would be able to actually have my Sash still intact right here. However, he is going to go for the Ice Ghost Spear, and I timed this correctly that both of his screams are gone by the time I do bring in my Pinsir, so at +2 attack, I really had a good opportunity to kill at least one of his Pokemon. I am just going to go for the Earthquake first turn, but just like what everyone thinks, he thinks I'm Choice Scarf, so he's going to leave his Golbat in. Instead, I'm just Focus Sash, which means I'm going to be able to change up my moves. +2 Stone Edge will be able to take him out, and I'm going to get the Moxie boost, getting me up to +3. However, he is going to bring in his Sock right here, and I thought at +3 I would be able to actually not only kill him off with an attacking move, but actually outspeed him because I am +1 in speed. However, that's not going to be the case, proving that he definitely is Choice Scarfed. I should have known that. I could have actually swept later in the match with my pincer. However, I'm just going to switch out, and I want to go into my Probopass right here, as he is going to go back into his Grumpig, which is a good play because I could have actually just gone for the Thunder Wave again. However, I thought he would have predicted that, or maybe even the Volt Switch, and that would be good against his Piloswine. So I am going to bring in my Kadabra, as he's going to allow his Grumpig to get up the light screen, which is not good for me because while I could survive any hit with my Kadabra because I am Focus Sashed, he will not be able to, he will not be able to not do anything. He will be able to wall my hits very well. So I'm going to go into my Ninjask. I thought he would want to get up another one of his screens. However, that's not going to be the case, and I just got a text, and it's from a bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm just going to go for an X-Scissor, knowing that he doesn't have the Reflect Up, which means I should be able to take him out of that range. I am able to get the +1 in speed right here. However, I'm not going to be able to outspeed anything with the +1 rather than, just normal speed, I believe. He's going to bring in his Piloswine. I thought he would want to go for the Ice Shard right here. Instead, I know he's probably going to go for the Icicle Spear, so I'm going to Baton Pass into my Probopass, not because I'm getting the +1 in speed. Everyone thinks that, even though I'm just doing it because I get to see, switch initiative. So I'm going to be able to take that hit very well. I know he has a chance to go for the Earthquake right here, which is ×2 super effective. And while I am physically defensive, I do not want to take that hit. So I'm going to switch out to my Golurk because I should be able to take one hit and then retaliate with a very strong hit of myself because I'm Adamant Nature and all that stuff. I have to leave myself in here. This Piloswine is really a threat to me, so I am going to just do that. And I believe I'm just going to go for the Earthquake right here, as he is going to go for a Sock. Now, you see that screen right there? It's yellow, meaning that on PS, a live recorder thing, it is a light screen, which means he does not have the Reflect. I will easily be able to take him out right there, allowing it to be 4-3 in my favor right here. However, he has Linoone and Basculin, which are two big threats to my team, so the score really doesn't matter at this point. I am going to have to switch out. I want to see what kind of Basculin this is. I'm going to go into my Kadabra right here, which might seem like a bad play because my Focus Sash Pokemon right here. However, I really know I have a good strategy in mind, either if this guy is Banded or maybe Choice Scarf or even Life Orb, because that's been a fairly common set these days. I am just going to go for the attacking move, as it's not going to do too much because, again, his light screen is up and it's going to give him the opportunity to go for the Ice Shard next turn. However, I'm not going to switch out. I need to allow one Pokemon to die to bring in my Golurk. And while my Golurk can take significant damage to one of these guys, super effective and stab Ice Shards, I have to leave myself in because I need to kill off this Piloswine to be able to win this battle. However, his Ice Shard is actually not going to kill me off. I'm going to live with 15%, and after leftovers, of course, I'm going to have some more. Taking out this guy with the Earthquake, allowing him 2 Pokemon left. And this is where it gets a little bit intense and a little bit confusing because I didn't exactly make the best plays. I kind of misplayed, but instead it was a really good one. He's going to bring in his Basculin. I'm going to switch out into my Probopass. Now, thankfully, this guy, if he's Banded, if he's not, whatever he does, he's going to lock himself into the Aqua Jet right here, which, as you're going to see, does 40% HP. So after the leftovers, I will guarantee be able to survive another one. This will allow me to go for the Thunder Wave, either crippling his Basculin or his Linoone, which is great because 2 Pokemon are huge threats to my team. Thankfully, he's going to bring in his Linoone right here, which is going to get Thunder Wave. Now, I looked at the rest of his team. I was like, this guy is definitely the belly drum set. There's no doubt about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Volt Switch out here, making sure he is going to stay in. If he doesn't, I'm going to get super effective damage on that Basculin. Thinking he's going to go for the belly drum this turn, I am going to go into my Ninjask, which is a great opportunity because afterwards he is just going to go for that. He's going to have 16% HP, and while he is able to outspeed me with the extreme speed next turn if he doesn't get paralyzed, I can bring in my Golurk after that, easily outspeed him because he cannot extreme speed because it would be immune. However, for whatever reason, he doesn't go for the extreme speed, so I kind of have a free Ninjask at this point, which did matter because, as you're going to see, he's going to bring this Basculin, and before he takes me out with his Aqua Jet, I will be able to get some more damage on him. However, let's say it was the other way around, that he did take out my Ninjask with his Linoone. I would be able to bring in my Golurk. He would actually be able to take out my Golurk that turn, and it would be my Probopass against his Basculin, which most likely, like 9 times out of 10, he would be able to win the battle unless I get, a Thunder Wave and then I get a Paralyzed next turn and I keep on hitting with the Volt Switches. Instead, that's not going to be the case because he's going to allow me to have 2 Pokemon left, one being my Probopass, which I will be able to survive one of his hits and finish him off with the Volt Switch. So because that guy did not go for the extreme speed for whatever reason, even if he got paralyzed, he might as well have tried it, and that's not going to be the case. I'm going to win this battle. It's going to be a 2-0 in my favor, and that was an NU battle. So I might want to retire this team for a little bit, or change up a little bit of my NU style. I'm making some new OU teams, and it's going to be a good time. Thanks for your support about everything, guys. I really appreciate all the love that you guys give me every video. Have a good rest of the day, and as always, take care. And that was for you, Land. I didn't say take care for anyone else. Deuces.